and welcome to this edition of Council Corner, your news and information show about the inner workings of County Council. Well, it's 2012, and that means budgets, budgets, budgets. Joining me today for Council Corner is the County Administrator, J. Milton Pope. And Mr. Pope, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for having me.
And while this is Council Corner, as you are tasked with carrying out council policy as the administrator for Richland County, wanted to have you here to kind of do a setup for what people can kind of expect, or because you have to kind of give the council good information on
Right.
what you see are the economic forecasts, so then they can make good budget decisions.
Right. Yes, we are, and actually we of course really kind of started our budget process back in November, where we had a budget kickoff meeting with all direct report departments as well as elected and appointed officials. We had provided certain information to them. That information is actually due the end of this month in January. And so we're hoping to provide that information to the council to set up a smooth process in order to have an effective budget for the 2012-2013 fiscal year.
What has the last 3 years been like? I mean, we know that nationally we've been seeing the reports, the job layoffs, the ongoing kind of stressors. What has that meant for county budgets?
For county budgets, it's been extremely challenging for us to meet the service delivery level that we have for our citizens. But I'm very pleased to say, with the support of County Council, we have not had to reduce any of our services to our citizens. We also have not had any furloughs or layoffs with our employees. However, we have had to make significant cutbacks. That's due to lessening revenue. That's due to significant cuts from the state government with the local government fund. So we've been able to kind of package all of those things, but still provide the necessary services, and I would add a quality level of services to the citizens of Richland County.
Well, I know that one of the things that you said maybe 3 years ago is that you felt like it was very important to kind of really preserve jobs, and I'm sure for people at home they don't really understand that,
Right.
but what you said was that you thought that was a local stimulus,
Yes.
keeping people employed.
Yes,
Explain that.
Exactly. We have nearly 2,000 employees at Richland County, both full-time and part-time folks, and you know, in my professional opinion, it provides for the local economy here. As long as our employees are servicing the public, it allows them to have certainly a livable wage and a paycheck to go out to buy groceries, to buy services, which actually helps the private sector. And I think that's important for us to retain all the jobs that we can. Of course, we have not been adding any positions except for those positions that we may have recycled a position to create, for instance, like a position for our new our Director of Economic Development, which is actually tasked with creating new jobs. So we're kind of holding the line, but still trying to maximize the resources that we have to have a viable economy here in the Midlands.
What is your overarching philosophy when it comes to trying to actually manage the budget and meet council's priorities?
I guess my professional philosophy is that you have to be fiscally responsible. I'm charged with actually providing recommendations to the council, but in the final analysis, it's their decision, the policymakers, the elected leadership of this council, to decide what direction that we go in. But I have the responsibility of managing the day-to-day operations of the county. And I certainly don't do that alone. I have a tremendous staff, very qualified individuals who provide excellent information, and I think it's proof positive of our increased credit rating a couple years ago. We do have healthy reserves that have really kind of helped to sustain us through this lull in our economy. And we haven't had to reduce any services, so I think it speaks very highly of the men and women who work for Richland County. It is certainly not just the county administrator or the county administrator's office, but all of the officials who play a part in having a quality system here at Richland County.
Well, and of course you don't have a magic wand, but let's just very briefly maybe list out some of the big issues that we'll hear about in 2012. I'm sure transportation and the ongoing
Yes.
Discussions on how we will fund transportation.
Right, that will be a huge issue, and it has been for the past several years. I'd just like to say briefly that our council has truly stepped up to the plate and has helped the CMRTA to survive up until now. We're going to have to make some very tough policy decisions. County Council and the City Council have been working together collaboratively. They've created a new board. We have a new interim director who's a very qualified individual who's looking at that. But the main thing is, I think from both entities' standpoint, they believe that public transportation is important to our community and to our citizens, especially those who are transit-dependent individuals. So with that in mind, I really believe as though that we will come out with a good public policy statement that will be the best thing for our community.
Unified Fire Service?
Yes, we are actually working on that as we speak. The county, we forwarded a draft to the City of Columbia. We're waiting on a response back. We believe that as well is very important because it actually, a good quality system there helps citizens to save on their fire insurance premiums, and we've been able to do that in the past.
All right, and the last question, you know, much is made sometimes, and I think maybe overstated about the city and the county
Yes.
not getting along. And there are many areas in
Yes.
which there's agreement. It seems that we're actually looking at packaging the Midlands from an economic development standpoint, not just the city and the county
That's right.
or Lexington or what have you, but really the Midlands.
Yes, I think that's a very good point. We are partners, and of course the City of Columbia is our largest municipality in Richland County. We have to work together for the benefit of our community. And just one last thing I'd like to say in the budgeting process also is going to be extremely important to me in my budget proposal is our employees. Our employees have been very patient. There have not been any types of increases for our employees the past 3 years. I would hope that with a consensus of council that we will certainly provide some opportunities for our employees in our budget, because clearly, you know, they are the backbone of this operation, and I certainly hope that we can prioritize something for our employees and be responsive to the needs that they have as well.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Council Corner. And for more information, be sure to listen to us every week, every Friday on Richland Radio on WGCV AM 620. That's heard every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can also go to our website at rcgov.us. We have a YouTube channel. You can Facebook us, become our friends, and also we're on Twitter as well. That's going to do it. Make it a great week.